ruins with ruins. So the dancers perform in various stances, like that represent to me various shapes of ruins, just the way they are contorting their bodies, very slow and methodical way that they're moving. It's clearly like a modern dance piece with an ensemble, very contemporary modern dance. I really liked how the camera movements would at points mimic the movements of the dancers. I do think that that highlighted the dancers in a beautiful way.
Ruins within ruins. Gorgeous location scouting. I would want to dance all over this place too, so I can see why they chose it. Striking framing throughout, very photographic. And I loved the flow of one moment in one frame, kind of flowing or being inspired by evolving into the other. There's like a transfer of momentum from one frame to the next. Gorgeous use of light and shadow, the glow of the sun at its height or setting. And it almost felt like the sun was another character in this piece too, seeming to propel the group's movement. Also, interesting exploration of the intimate versus private moments. Intimate and private moments versus us watching from afar. It really did have that. Sometimes I felt like an outsider getting to witness these things, and sometimes I felt I was a part of the group. And the soundscape was also quite meditative and allowed these images to fully wash over us. The birds chirping underneath, connecting to nature. But there's also so many movements and images of the dancers that related to me to this idea of taking flight.
This was really interesting. A lot of great movement, but also something about the shapes they were cutting with their bodies on the screen in the frame. Just beautiful. It was really like every different setup was its own sort of piece of art that way. Great use of just the different environments of light. We get shots with silhouettes. We get nice brightly lit shots. And just everyone is so committed to the movements and the poses, and it's just really just captivating that way. I found myself really leaning in and enjoying this one.
Ruins within ruins. Wow, this was stunning. Oh my God, I loved this. First of all the locations that they used were so incredibly cool, but the filmmakers did such wonderful dynamic poses and camera angles. The way that they edited this from shot to shot and had it flow the way that it did, and have the dancers going from one pose to a quick cut, and then it puts you in the same pose but they're in a completely different location, two other dancers that are doing the exact same thing. I mean, that was pretty ingenious, I got to admit. I loved that. The sync that all of the dancers had together was sensational. The dynamicness, it really kept your attention all the way through. And it was interesting and it was vibrant and gorgeous. And the musical transition was like, wow, it was almost whiplash with how quickly it came. But I loved what they did with it. I thought that it was really, really cool.